You're listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, and this is a bonus episode.
You're listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, where we believe business can be simple and you can use your intuition to run towards your goal. Self-made business and success coach Lindsay Maloney helps you start and scale your dream coaching business. With her step-by-step intuitive and creative guidance, you'll leave ready to put her tips into action, push your business forward, and work with your dream clients. Lindsay is here to help you get unstuck and structure your brilliance into a coaching business that's sustainable and financially exhilarating. Here's your host, Lindsay Maloney.
Working with Lindsay has completely transformed my coaching business, my perspective on who I am as a coach. And honestly, if I hadn't signed up for SOCA, I would still be stuck where I was a year ago. And I don't know about you, but that thought is terrifying, and I'm not about that. I know that the people who sign up for SOCA are action takers. They're serious, and they want to start impacting the world through their coaching business. And I can tell you that in the time that I've with SOCA, I have taken quantum leaps in my business. I am probably 5 to 10 years ahead of where I would have been if I had just tried to go it alone. So if you are contemplating, should I not just do it? I cannot recommend it enough. Her support, her guidance is invaluable. So if you are on the fence, I just encourage you, do it.
SOCA is a program that I know to be invaluable to my business because it will take me from where I am to where I want to be. And that is a 6-figure-a-year business.
Hey, it's Michelle Marie from PutYourPassionToWork.com, and I'm so happy that I made the decision to join SOCA. I learned about Lindsay through a friend who also went through her program, and it took me all of a 5-minute conversation with Lindsay for me to realize this was the perfect program for me. I've experienced so much growth since joining the program. I made back my investment while I was still in SOCA, which was a goal of mine and one that I'm extremely proud of because I'm a mom of 2 young boys and also work a full-time job in addition to my coaching practice. I cannot recommend Lindsay or SOCA enough. You just need to join. If you're ready to put in the work, you will see results, period.
Hey there, thank you so much for listening. I know this is not a numbered episode, and we decided we're going to say it's a bonus because I'm squeezing it in because I have something really important to say, and this is one of my bigger platforms where I'm able to speak to all of you. So a lot of you know what Standout Coaching Academy is. I talk about it in our commercials for every single episode. We have over 17,000 downloads, so I feel like everyone's kind of heard of it if you've listened to any of the shows before, and we talk about it all the time on social media as well, but I didn't really explain much outside of Standout Coaching Academy why I decided to completely restructure the program. So let me just tell you a little bit about it first. So SOCA started in February of 2018, and we designed it as a 90-day program. And it was a 90-day program that every other week content was dripped out to students. Students went through the content. They had, me as a support system, pretty basic, pretty structured. And we did that for about a year. And then we decided, as we kind of noticed the evolvement of the students and of the program, that we needed to make some changes. So after talking with the group, I would ask them random questions, make them answer poll questions. And just by, noticing different trends with students when they would come in, and if I kind of noticed that maybe a student wasn't all in anymore, or maybe a student was struggling or feeling they were rushed, I didn't want that to deter their success. So this winter, I decided I'm going to make a really big change to this program. And I talked to my coaches about it too, because they've been doing this even longer than I have. So I kind of got a boost of support after I've voiced this concern that I don't know if 90 days is long enough. And really, 90 days to build your coaching business, it's not, because It took me a long time to build this coaching business. It took me years. And yes, the program condenses everything really well, but it's really hard to tell somebody, oh yeah, everything's going to happen for you in 90 days. And then when it doesn't, I feel kind of bad, to be honest. And I've had students who will have results in 30 and 90, but I just decided it wasn't fair to hold those standards up to everybody because we all have different lifestyles. A lot of us have 9-to-5s. A lot of us have little ones around the house, or we're busy just enjoying our own life that we don't want to have to dedicate so much time to a program because there's a deadline. And another thing about the deadline was after their 90 days was up, their access to the group coaching calls was over. And every time, a round of students would come in or one would come in through a funnel, we'd have to keep track of, their 90 days and then make sure that they knew that they couldn't come on to the next one because their 90 days was up. And it felt so restricted. And I don't like a bunch of rules because I feel like when there's a bunch of rules, things just feel icky. So I decided that, if we're going to bring in students all of the time through evergreen funnels and through launching, then we need to make this program even better. So that's why I decided to start from there. And I'm like, okay, so if we are going to give people unlimited support, basically, how can we make this program something that whether they're just starting a business or they're, working with clients and struggling with it, or they want to scale, how can we make this program for more people rather than just people who want to start their business? So that's why we completely redid everything. And the best part about that is I didn't really have to redo my content because my content for the program was very good. It actually directed people from, starting off with your idea for a coaching business to scaling. But I had to restructure the marketing part of it to say, hey, if you want a program that will show you how to do this, this, and that, plus unlimited coaching, I think I said until I'm 125, then I'm going to stop. Then this is the program for you. This is the no-brainer program, right? So I had to kind of redesign how SOCA was given to students. Originally, when they enrolled, they would get Module 1's content, they'd work through it, and then it would be dripped out 2 weeks later. And this is how I recommend everybody start out their programs because you never know until you do it, right? And this way, you're not rushing people. I would have never done this a year ago with my program. This would not be a good move. This is because my program has evolved, okay? So just keep in mind that you might not want to do this your first round. So instead of dripping out content to people, we decided they're just going to get everything when they buy it. They're going to get access to the course in Teachable, and they're getting the entire program immediately. I have a video at the beginning that recommends you start from the beginning because, as a teacher, I want you to go through all of the content and not cherry pick. But I could even have a feature in the program where you can't move forward to the next one until you finish. But again, that comes into the rules and all of that, and I don't want to do that. So what I decided to do was set up the program in a simpler way. Instead of having 6 different modules and not quite geared towards the ultimate goal of scaling, I decided to divide SOCA up into 3 phases. So we decided to go with the set phase, the serve phase, and the scale phase. And it makes so much sense when you go in there now because, okay, this is everything that I need to do in order to set up my business so I can work with clients. Everything between mindset and the tech stuff, it's all in there. Then once you're done with that, then you move into the serve phase. And the serve phase is where you're working with clients and you're working one-on-one with people. You're building confidence in yourself to coach people. You know how this whole client system works. You kind of have everything working for you and you're getting experience. And this is where you're starting to take notice that this could actually be in a group program. I could actually teach this to people. And then that's when the the scale phase comes in. And that part is where you create your group program that's aligned with your vision. You launch your program. You do all the things that make your business go from trading hours for dollars to big spikes of income for your business, for your family. And that's what it is. It's just 3 phases. The first 2 phases are very big, and the third one is a little bit smaller, but it has more depth to it. So that's kind of the best way that I can show people how to get from 0 to 6 figures. So instead of marketing SOCA as create your coaching business, now we're switching marketing over to create your 6-figure business. My 6-figure business looks completely different from anybody else's 6-figure business. And I know a lot of people throw that word around a lot. I remember kind of rolling my eyes when I would see or hear people saying that, because, on the surface, I was like, oh my gosh, anybody can type that word out. And yeah, they can, and so can I. But I think what it really meant when I would get frustrated when I would hear people say that was, I was wondering, why the heck wasn't I there? Why the heck was it so hard to get to that point? So, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, another 6-figure person, or you even see the 7 figures out there, be happy for them and know that you'll get there too. Switch your mindset. And that could be one of the things that is holding you back. So I kind of got a little sidetracked off of that, but it all kind of goes back to mindset always. So then I decided, if we have all these 3 phases, some people might everyone's going to spend a different amount of time in each phase. Everyone's business is different. You might decide, I want to work with clients for a year or 2 before I do a group program. Or you might work with clients right away and you're like, all right, I'm ready to scale. And you might jump into that. It's all different. But the best part is the pressure is off. You're not held to any time frame or date that I have to do all of this before the 90 days is up, because then I lose Lindsay's coaching and I lose this and that. That's not a problem anymore. It's so relieving for coaches to know, who are in Standout Coaching Academy, that I have their back forever. So we decided we're not going to do, weekly calls or bi-weekly calls, because now I have a lot more students that show up to the group calls. And to save my energy, we decided to do monthly group calls. Everyone is invited, whether you started last year or yesterday. Everyone is encouraged to attend. And these calls, it feels like the energy completely changed on these calls. The feeling of, again, being rushed is completely removed, and everyone just feels more laid back, and knowing that the time is always working in their favor. Like, they're not going to run out of their time of working with me anymore. And I even have SOCA students who are one-on-one, who are one-on-one clients, and they love that, because once we're done working together one-on-one, then they still have me once a month in the group calls. So that's an amazing feature that we added, and I feel so good about it. My calendar is so much more bare than it was a few months ago, or even a year from now. My calendar was just full. And because I was really, getting myself out of the serve phase. And now I'm in the scale phase, and I have every right to show you guys how to get here too. Hence the restructure of SOCA. We also do another fun thing in there, just as a side note. Every single Friday, we do Feedback Friday, where you are not held to come to a group call, because I know those can just be a little hard to get to. So we just have a cool little form people can fill out and say, hey, I want you to look at my landing page or my copy or my website. Can you please look at it for me? And then Friday, I will go live on my own and then tag the students when I do their feedback. And that's a really nice feature. So they don't have to wait a whole month to get on the group call. They can still get feedback every single week from me. So that's huge. And I love that. And it's fun for me to do. I can do it on my own time on Fridays. I'm not held to a big schedule, and neither are they. And that's the beauty of it. We have more time to work on our businesses, enjoy our families, do all the things that we want to do, rather than feeling rushed to create something that should not be rushed. And that's what Standout Coaching is. I want to teach you guys how I did it. I didn't do this in 90 days. This took me years. And I don't want you to ever feel like you're not going fast enough, or you're not doing things good enough. So I want my environment to be positive, and I want yours to be as well. I want you to feel uplifted and supported. So that's why we decided to clean the slate and then rebuild. And it is working beautifully. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you, very quick. And if you've ever been interested in Standout Coaching Academy and the 90 days was holding you back, that is no longer an issue anymore. We are still going. We are always bringing in students. We're actually doing a big launch this week. So if you're not part of my Facebook group, the Dream Client Community, please come on over because we're doing a lot of fun events and I don't want you to miss them. Go to dreamclientcommunity.com to join the group, join the live challenge, join the masterclass that's coming up. We would love to have you. Or if you have any questions, just head on over to Instagram and send me a DM there, Lindsay_Maloney. I would love to chat with you. And I just want to thank you again for listening. I appreciate you so very much. And whether you are a Standout Coaching Academy student or not, I appreciate everything, all of the support that you have given me in the last how many years of me doing this. And I would not be here if it wasn't for every single one of you.